Mm, Good morning, everyone. Rashida. So today we will continue with the uh, mm, preliminary practice. Now we have reached. mm, mm, we had discussed on the refuge, right? Taking the refuge, and we are going for refuge. So today, yeah, we will talk about the refuge and marriage field. Refuge is the mm, third, and taking refuge is the fourth, right? So last time we discussed about the how to set up one's bodily posture for doing meditation, and also about the breathing meditation. I think you have got well about these topics. So today let us continue with the um, refuge, right? So first, I think you also have some idea about how to visualize the object of refuge, because first, before we need to think, before we need to visualize, about the refuge field, the refuge, object of refuge. First, it is important to have some idea about the refuge, the object of refuge, the structure of the refuge. So, therefore, we will discuss about that. Mm, uh, Thou, can you help to show the merit, refuge object? I will, in about some structure, how they are seated, refuge is something really very important, yeah, refuge, how to visualize, because you are going to get the create a lot of merit, a great deal of merit by relying on the refuge. uh, yeah, so you see, this is Shakyamuni Buddha, right? So the middle one is Shakyamuni Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, that is in the center, in the center. What really happened is, you are just, as you are. So in front of you, at the level of your, mid eyebrow, you visualize the very huge throne, very vast throne, very vast and very big throne. On that throne is now the seated, in the center, this Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, right? So, the, the appearance is like Shakyamuni Buddha, but in real is, one's own root guru, right? One's own root guru, So therefore, this is Shakyamuni Buddha. And then on your right hand side, you see over there, on the right is, you see on the top, beginning from Master Nagarjuna. That is Nagarjuna, Nagarjuna, and all the Nagarjuna, Nagarjuna actually, Manjushri, Buddha, wisdom Buddha, Manjushri, the Manjushri wisdom Buddha is surrounded by all the, masters of the profound path, profound lineage. That is, you know, because, finally, in order to achieve enlightenment, in order to achieve Buddhahood, you need the wisdom. Definitely you need the wisdom. Without wisdom, there is no way that we can, become Buddha. So therefore, we need a very, powerful wisdom. So, who, you know, mm, uh, who, who give this teaching on the wisdom, right? The teaching on emptiness. So it is actually the Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni give this teaching to the Buddha Manjushri. Buddha Manjushri give this teaching to, right? You see, this is now, yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is Manjushri, Buddha Manjushri, right? To be here, Manjushri with lineage masters, right? So, Manjushri, and he gave this teaching to Master Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna is a great, spiritual master. After Buddha Shakyamuni passed away, 400 years later, Buddha Manjush, Nagarjuna come. Master Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna was not an ordinary human being. He was predicted by Buddha that after 400 years after pass away, this great master will come to promote my teaching and especially the teaching on the wisdom. Because we need the wisdom too, because right now we go through all different kinds of the problem, pain, the suffering here and this, because all this pain and suffering finally, lies in our, distortion, we call this mistaken mind, distortion mind. So to remove this distortion mind, we need the wisdom, right? So once we are able to cultivate, develop this wisdom, all the problem is dramatically reduced. Our, our whole perception of the world, the environment totally changed, right? And then from that onwards, we begin to really enjoy the life as much as we expected. Right now we don't, enjoy much, as we do expect it, because of our belief in the, distortions, believing in the illusions of the world and the things around us. So because of this, we are not able to see the reality of the things, how the things operate, how our mind works, how our mind works. So Nagarjuna, he passed to Master Arya Deva to like Buddha Palita, Buddha Palita, the great master Chandrakirti, the great master, Master Shantideva, and all this, one after the another, he passed down all the, the lineage and the tradition of the profound wisdom, right? So this profound wisdom is, we need this profound wisdom because in order to improve the quality of our life, in order to change the perceptions of the world view, we need to, destroy our grasping and ignorance. For that, nothing will help other than wisdom. Wisdom is the ultimate solution, both temporary and ultimate. We need the wisdom because of our not, and also, once we are able to cultivate wisdom, then, your belief in the law of karma also deepen, your trust. You develop the, deep, trust in the law of karma, So therefore, the method to cultivate the technique, kind of technique to developing the wisdom is now all originated from Buddha Manjushri to then Manjushri, Master Nagarjuna, Arya Deva, Master Arya Deva, Chandrakirti, Buddha Palita, and Master Shandideva, so and so forth, until it reached to Master Tsongkhapa, and then from Tsongkhapa come down past to past and past until to your own root guru, right? So this is the wisdom part. Then on the right side, who the Buddha Matriya with lineage masters, right? So now that is the lineage or tradition of the extensive path, extensive tradition. Extensive tradition means now, bodhidharma, bodhicitta. How do we cultivate bodhicitta? Just, we just meditate bodhicitta and bodhicitta right away come into your mind. No, this is not how it works. If we were to cultivate the altruistic mind, the bodhicitta or bodhidharma, you need to go step by step order. So the technique and the method in cultivating the altruistic mind or bodhicitta or bodhidharma all started from Buddha Matriya, right? You see Buddha Matriya sitting on throne, right? Throne like this, So Buddha Matriya to Master Asanga. Master Asanga to his, there's another master, Namdude, Master Namdude, and then Master Jolde, and then, Master Hari Badra, Singha Sangbo, and so forth, until to Master Tsongkhapa, and then from Tsongkhapa, then to all the way to your Guru, good Guru. So again, we go through different kinds of, the pain and suffering, we go through different kinds of problems, the troubles here and there. And so, but, if you try to see what really is the problem, what are the problem? Where do all this problem comes from? Where do all the pain and suffering, the troubles, the pain, the unwanted things all come from? Where do all this come from? And then it is very clear that all this come from self-cherishing thought, self-cherishing thought. So, so in order to destroy this self-cherishing thought, in order to eliminate this self-cherishing thought, what we need the bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, the supreme elixir, the supreme method, the supreme nectar to destroy this self-cherishing thought, So the method, how to cultivate the bodhicitta is now all started from, we call the 7 limb, the 7 instructions, the 7 cause and effect instruction, all beginning with recognizing all beings as one's mother. This is the first, recognizing all beings as mother. Then you have first, then repaying, remembering their kindness, Number 3 is repaying their kindness. How do we go about repaying the kindness of all the beings, who has been one's mother since beginningless lifetime, right? And then repaying the kindness, and then you develop what? You develop, after that, you develop unconditional, what is called as affectionate love. Affectionate love, affectionate love, you are able to see all beings as some kind of endearment, some kind of closeness feeling. That is endearment, or the love, affectionate love. After affectionate love, then you develop the love, unconditional love. Because affectionate love is very important, affectionate love. To develop the affectionate love, we have to, go through the training in seeing all beings as one's mother. Seeing all beings as one's mother is the main cause, the main factor for developing the affectionate love. some kind of some kind of seeing the the beauty in everyone. So that is affectionate love. Once you have affectionate love, then it is easy to cultivate the unconditional love. Once you are able to develop the unconditional love, it becomes easy to develop the compassion. Compassion, unbiased compassion, the universal compassion, unconditional, compassion. Then after compassion, then you develop the wish, the sincere wish, what we call as, the responsibility wish, the responsibility that I myself alone will free all beings. I myself alone take the responsibility for freeing all beings from the suffering, right? And then after that, slowly you develop, a kind of like bodhicitta, but it's not that real bodhicitta, but it's kind of like bodhicitta. Once you perfect, once you train in that bodhicitta, a similar kind of like bodhicitta, but not the real bodhicitta. Now, after you go through this kind of, similar like bodhicitta, after that, you develop the bodhicitta. Now you develop the body mind, the mind of enlightenment, which is spontaneous, which is effortless. Then once you develop this bodhicitta or bodhitam, you become bodhisattva. You are the bodhisattva. From that, you delight all the Buddhas. You delight all the Buddhas and bodhisattvas. You are labeled as bodhisattva. So this training, so this kind of method, technique, all started with Buddha Maitreya. Buddha Maitreya then gave to his student, and this student also gave to, like this. It passed down from one master to another, until Master Tsongkhapa, the great Lama Tsongkhapa. Lama Tsongkhapa then passed on until to this present time. The unbroken lineage. So this is unbroken lineage. All started from Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni transmitted the profound lineage to Master Buddha Manjushri. Buddha Shakyamuni transmitted the extensive path or lineage to Master Buddha Maitreya. So in this way, so you can visualize like this, here Buddha Maitreya, on the right is Buddha Maitreya, on the left is Manjushri, right? Buddha Manjushri, surrounded by all the masters, right? And then now here in the middle, right? Actually, in the middle, there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, there are 5 lineage. We don't go through 5 lineage, okay? We just make it simple, just one lineage. Just put one lineage. The first one is Buddha. Who is the Buddha? Buddha Vajradhara. Buddha Vajradhara is doing like this, right? Holding the, Vajra and bell, silver Vajra and bell, with the hand crossed, like hand crossed, like holding the bell, right? And then Buddha Vajradhara. So Buddha Vajradhara transmitted the, transmitted the practice of the blessed, blessed practice. So Buddha Vajradhara transmitted those blessed practice to Master Tilopa. Master Tilopa, right? Master Tilopa was a great Buddhist, tantric master, the great yogi, great yogi, to also achieve, the supreme realization in one lifetime. So Buddha, Vajradhara transmitted the blessed lineage to the Master Tilopa. Master Tilopa's student is Naropa, Lama Naropa. So Tilopa transmitted the lineage to the Lama Naropa, right? Naropa was a great scholar at the Nalanda University. around during those time, during maybe, I think in the 10th or 11th century. He was the Nalender, because Nalender was very big, very vast, almost like, same to the, I think, if not, better, but it's not, mm, it's not inferior. It's almost as size as, Harvard University, Stanford University, right? So Naropa was such a great scholar during the, in his time. So he was a gatekeeper at the Nalanda, main gate. So people cannot go easily inside the Nalanda University. You know, first you need to, go through the gate. So gate, if you are qualified or not. If you are qualified, you are allowed. If you're not qualified, you are dismissed. So Naruba was the, the gatekeeper. So then one day, Naruba was, the great, gatekeeper. Later, he became the abbot of Nalanda University. He became the great abbot of Nalanda University. So one time, he was reading the text, Goya Samaja root text, Goya Samaja Tantra root text. So he was on outside. Uh, he was also, sunbathing. So he read this text, and then while going through this text, he was reading this text. Very, very old lady appeared. Very old woman appeared. She told Naruba, "What are you reading? What are you reading?" And then Naruba responded, I'm reading the, the root text of Samaja. Do you know the meaning?" And then, the very old lady told him, "Do you know the meaning?" "Yes, I do know the meaning." At this point, uh, she was a little bit upset. She cried, and then she further told him, Do you understand the words of this text?" And then, "Yes, I do know. I do know." At this point, the lady was so delighted. This elderly lady was very delighted. Then, um, then Naruba told her, "When I say I know the meaning, you will feel delighted. When I say I know the words, you feel, yeah, you feel unhappy. When I say I know the meaning, you feel unhappy. Why? Why do you do that?" And then the old lady replied, "Yes, you when I ask you, do you know the words? Yes, you say yes. You are right. You tell truth. That's why I'm happy. But but you told me that you know the meaning. You are telling lie. You do not know the meaning of this text. That's why I cried. Now, if that is the case, is there anybody who knows the meaning of that text?" Then, yes, the old lady replied, "Yes, there is somebody." "Who is that somebody?" "Your ancestor know." Now, at this, the old lady was actually the Dagini. The old lady was Dagini, emanation of Dagini. So then, now you go to this place somewhere and search your ancestor. She was She was, implying that your ancestor was Master Tilopa. So in this way, then Master Narupa left Nalanda University. He searched to seek his guru, Tilopa. In the forest, he went through difficulties, great difficulties. He went through the 14 major, trials. There are 12 major trials and 12 minor trials. So he went through such a great hardship. And then what, and then, but, all this, Teluba was preparing to give the, teaching. Teaching. Then one day, what happened is, they, both Naruba and Teluba landed to the, one dry place. Now, dry place, and then, what happened is, now I will give you the empowerment. I will give you the some teaching, tantric teaching. I will give you the some tantric teaching. And at this point, Naruba said, do I need to make the mandala offering? And Tiluba said, of course, why not? And then, but there's no water. There's no water. There's no, the things to, offer. There's no actual, physical mandala to make offering. So then, he wanted to make something with the mud mandala, So then, Tiluba said, you don't have the blood in your body? Oh, yes, I do. At this point, he understood that he got his, the how to say, the wrist, and then make the blood come. With the blood, he make the, sand mandala. With this sand mandala, then he offered. Now give me the teaching. At this point, Tirupa has a stick. Tirupa has a stick in his hand. He hit it hard on Naruba's head. Naruba collapsed. Naruba fainted. When Naruba, regained the, consciousness, Naruba experienced the bliss that he never found in his entire life. He really, cultivated the ultimate bliss. That is the realization. Right? So I don't go into this, so it's a long story, So in this way, so, right, so Tiluba gave the teaching, in this way Tiluba gave the teaching to Master Narupa. Then Master Narupa's, he gave the teaching to Master Master Heruka. Dombi, there's one yogi master called Dombi Heruka. So Dombi Heruka gave the blessed teaching, the blessed instruction to Master Atisha. So one day, Master Atisha has the vision that Dombi Heruka give him some, human flesh in his vision. He, had the, vision that, Dombi Heruka give him the human flesh, and then human flesh he eat, At this point, he developed, some kind of experience, blissful experience, right? So like this, so if you see the lineage master, Buddha Vajradhara to Tilupa, Master Tilupa to Master Narupa to Tombi Heruka to Master Atisha to Dromdemba, and until Master Tsongkhapa. So you see how one master bless another master in such a way. This way of blessing, the way of blessing is something very, in a unique way, not like, in a not like in ordinary way, in a normal way, but that way of blessing is something unique, uncommon. So the blessing in an uncommon way to develop the spiritual experience, deep spiritual experience. So this is how, that's why we call blessed masters, one after the another. And so finally it reached to your root guru, right? Okay, now this, we have done with the blessed, I'm again, there are many blessed lineage, many different, 5 different kinds, we are not going through that detail. Maybe some other time, right now this is enough, Then here, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And now bottom, before below the master Tsongkhapa is the your root guru. Once root guru, surrounded by all the other gurus, surrounded by your all the other gurus. So this is surrounded by here, right? Surrounded by root gurus. Now, well, the root guru is sitting like this, right? Is sitting like this, this posture, right? Oh my goodness, yeah. Sitting like this, yeah. This one, yeah. Close at the heart, right? So this is the mudra of teaching. Or you can visualize like this, there's hand, on your navel, and then at this one at your heart. So like this. So so there are five lineage. If you can do the lot of extensive visualization, that would be good, great. However, if you are not able to do all the details of visualization, just do the five. This one, Buddha Matriya, Buddha Manjushri, Vajradhara, and one's root guru, Buddha Shakyamuni, and then below is root guru, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is important, right? Now, okay, so with this we have some idea about how this marriage will look like, yeah, this one. Now one Buddha Vajradhara, surrounded by all the blessed lineage masters, and Buddha Matriya, surrounded by all the blessed profound lineage masters, yeah, extensive lineage masters. Manjushri, surrounded Buddha Manjushri, surrounded by all the the all the profound lineage masters, and then there is a Buddha Shakyamuni. Below Buddha Shakyamuni is one's root guru, surrounded by all the other gurus. So this is how you can visualize, for the time being. Then, then yeah, if I say, this one is that there are 9 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 rows. The first row is, this one is the deities of the highest yoga tantra, right? Guya Samaja, Heva Raja, Chagra Samvara, Yamandaka, Vajrapani, Mahachakra, Mahamaya, Buddha Kabbalah. There are so many deities, Siddhamanitara, Vajra Yogini, right? So there are so many high yoga tantra deities. So this is one, the first row, and then the below is the deities of the yoga tantra. Yoga tantra, like Kunrik, Kunrik, and sometimes sometimes you do the purification practice, right? All the purification practice, you burn the the papers into the when somebody died, or when you need to purify, we put some papers into the fire. So all this, the ritual coming from the yoga tantra, many yoga tantra like Kunrik and Varchana, Varchana, right? So this status, and then after that, below that is the deities of the performance tantra. After that is the deities of the action tantra. Below that is the now Buddhas of the Buddhas, 1,000 Buddhas of the fortunate eon, 1,000 Buddhas of the fortunate eon, because in our fortunate eon, 1,000 Buddhas will appear. Four already appeared. Now the remaining are going to appear in the future, long time future, right? Mm. After that, and then also Buddhas of the 35 confession Buddhas, and then 7 medicine Buddha, Buddhas of the 10 directions. So after that is all the Buddhas of Buddhas, and after the Buddha is the Bodhisattvas, like 8 Bodhisattvas, right? The Manjushri, Vajrapani, Buddha Matriya, Avalokiteshvara. So there are 8 Bodhisattvas, right? Siddhikarpa, right? So there are 8 Bodhisattvas, and then there are also 16 Bodhisattvas, right? After this is the the solitary realizes, there are 16 solitary realizes, and after that is the 12 arhat, the 12 hinayana practitioners, hearers, we call hearers, below that is now dakas and dakinis, the dakas and dakinis of the the 24 dakas and dakinis of the 24 sacred places on this earth. There are 24 sacred places on this earth, so these dakas and dakinis, and also there are many other dagas and daginis, After that is the dharma protectors, dharma protectors like Mahakala, Sisa Mahakala, Kalaruba, Chamsing, Vishwarana, um, 6 arm Mahakala, 4 arm Mahakala. There are many dharma protectors, and then after that is the 4 guardian beings. So you can visualize like this, marriage, the refuge object should be visualized like this, right? Then after that, once you have this idea, you are seated. These beings are seated, in front of you. They are not like you see some kind of picture, some kind of like statue, If you think like this, then what you seek is also, so. If you really think that they are right in front of your presence, they are really, living ones, not some kind of like, here, you imagine just the real living ones, so that you get, really more, kind of feeling, deep feeling, and more kind of blessing. So you visualize like this, and then with this now, you take the refuge, right? You go for refuge. You take the refuge, you go for refuge. But why do you go for refuge? Why do we take the refuge? Sometimes we may think, I'm okay with my life. Why do we have to take the refuge in them? What there is specific purpose? What specific purpose will I be fulfilled if I take the refuge in them? Now, according to Buddhism, according to practice, uh, we this is not only the life that we have. This is not just the life we have. This is not only life that we have. According to Buddhist understanding, according to the reality, we all come from the beginning life. We all come from the beginning lifetime, beginningless time. We all come from, and then after that, we are just a guest. We are just a visitor of this planet. After that, we will go somewhere. Where do we go? We go to unknown place. There are 2 unknown places. One is pleasant unknown place, and one is very unpleasant, miserable place. Therefore, the choice is in our hand. So therefore, now the real reason why we go for refuge is that I want long-lasting happiness. We want long-lasting happiness. We do not, want any kind of suffering. We, wish to dispel the suffering. We want to, get rid of suffering. We want to cultivate all the, the causes for happiness. So therefore, in order to, in order to get rid of suffering, in order to remove the pain and, the, the, the pain and the suffering, we need to take the refuge. We need to go for refuge. We need to go for refuge. We need to trust somebody. Because right now, for example, like, all the pain and suffering that we do go through in this very life is nothing as compared to those, that we are going to, encounter, that we are going to experience over many limitless coming lifetime. We need to get out of it. We need to, really, get free from these, uh, unbearable and unspeakable suffering. We need to trust somebody. If we were to trust somebody, whom do we trust? The only object that we trust is the three jewels. Because the three jewels has all the qualities to save us, to protect us. They have full qualities, right? So therefore, we need to, over beginning this lifetime, we have gone through this pain and that pain and suffering, this pain and this suffering. There's nothing there's no kind of suffering that we haven't gone through. We went through all this kind of suffering, this and that. It's a long-lasting, intense suffering. So now we should feel enough. We should feel some kind of tightness of having gone through all this kind of, pain since beginning of this lifetime. And this lifetime, and also presently, I'm going through pain and suffering. So we feel some kind of, agitated. We feel irritated, the suffering that I'm going through. And also, we should also develop the sense of fear for the suffering that we are going to deal with, that we are going to encounter, that we are going to face, that we are going to experience over many limitless lifetimes. So with this, thinking of the suffering of the past, present, and future, we develop a sense of fear. This fear, this kind of fear is very transformative fear, positive fear. This now help us to do something, help us motivate us to act something, motivate us to seek kind of refuge, to seek some kind of help from some reliable person. Now, who is that reliable person? Is the three jewels. If we can aid the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So this Buddha, he was enlightened Buddha because he has the quality to save us. What kind of quality Buddha has? Buddha has the quality of knowing precisely as everything. Buddha knows everything. There is not a single thing that Buddha does not know. He knows the phenomena of the past, present, future. He knows the details with such a clarity. The Buddha style of teaching, what technique should be used. He knows your mentality. He knows your mental inclination. So he's very skillful in giving the teaching. So he has the quality of knowing. He knows the nature of the reality. So then Buddha also has the quality of love and compassion, unconditional love. some time, when for your, for your close one, for your friends, we try to help. For those enemy that we, someone that to whom you don't like, we try to, we, we try to bring harm. We don't want to help, but it's not that. Buddha treat everybody equally. He wanted to help everyone equally. He wanted to give the love for everyone equally. So then, therefore, Buddha, regardless of what's your background, Buddha does not check with your background in order for him to help you. Buddha does not check the background. He voluntarily, he help you effortlessly, spontaneously. So that is the second quality, the quality of love and compassion. The third quality is the quality of the power. The power. Buddha has all the the power to help you, because Buddha has destroyed all the negativities. Buddha has destroyed all the obstructions, very subtle obstructions, all the negativities, so that the power, the the power to help. There is no kind of obstructions. There's no kind of obstructions and negativities which can hinder us. His power to help others. So his power is some kind of perfect. It's limitless. It's so satisfying. It's so full, satisfying. Because that is called the ultimate cessation. Buddha is walking on the ultimate cessation, on the basis of ultimate cessation. Nobody can bring the spontaneous help, the limitless help, without you have some kind of ultimate cessation, the removal, the total removal of your afflictions, your destructive emotions, your obstructions. So Buddha has perfected his cessation quality. So therefore, whatever he does is spontaneous, it's effortless. It does not depend on the conditions. So Buddha possessed, these three qualities which make him something outstanding, which make him something matchless, which make him something supreme in protector. So with this quality, now you believe, now we trust, yeah, Buddha is somebody really in a position, really in a perfect position to help us. Now again, when we talk about Buddha would help us, do not imagine, do not we do not have dream, that Buddha will come into your mind, Buddha will come into your mind, Buddha will somewhere come into your body, all the fix all the problems, there is no such way. The only way that Buddha can help us, Buddha can help us remove our suffering, to fulfill all our desire, to fulfill all our aspiration, to fulfill all our happiness, is only through by giving teaching. We practice the teaching. Buddha has provided the medicine. Whether we consume the medicine or not is up to us. But on the part of the Buddha has done everything. Buddha has, give us the medicine. Buddha drank the medicine. Buddha consumed the medicine in the right, like us, in the beginning. Buddha consumed, but then Buddha consumed, then he get recovered. Similarly, Buddha practiced. before he become enlightened, but the practice in the same way as we do, you know, then finally he perfected, he achieved the enlightenment. And then based on what he experienced, based on what he has cultivated, the spiritual quality, he is trying to help us to share his experience, the naked experience, by giving teaching that I have found this and that nectar-like teaching. If you do this, you become the same like me. If you don't do this, we will get stuck in samsara forever. Therefore, Buddha say, Buddhism and Buddha say, life has no beginning. The samsara has no beginning. The samsara has end. The samsara has end and it has to end. But then how do we go about ending it? Samsara is only through, what we heard, we put into practice. If we don't put into practice, then again, we remain stuck in samsara and nobody's gonna help us. If we take a birth in the lower realm, who is going to help us? Even, in our life, in our daily life, when we go through some problem, when we go through, really need help, it's all in our hand. Somebody come and catch hold of your hand and just throw into your heaven, or somebody catch hold of your hand and push into the heaven, into the hell. There's nobody doing this. So therefore, with this kind of, then we develop the trust. We really develop the trust that Buddha has the quality to save me, to save all beings. We then have the devotion that Buddha, you alone is the protector. You alone is the supreme protector. I can only trust you. I can only trust you. Why? Buddha is impermanent. Somebody who is going to help us. Buddha is, impermanent. But yet at the same time, it is kind of, positive impermanent. Yet on the other hand, all the things, in the samsara is what we call as, impermanent. What is impermanent? We are impermanent. Yet the way the impermanent, the nature of impermanent is totally different. The impermanent that we have bring us ruin, bring us some kind of degenerations. Whereas in the impermanent, in the Buddha side, on the side of the Buddha, is positive. It brings more constructive energy, constructive result. Right? So, yeah, it has to be said, again, therefore, when Buddha achieved enlightenment, Buddha gave the teaching on what? The first teaching that Buddha taught is what? Impermanent. He gave the Four Noble Truths. Of the Four Noble Truths, the first one is Buddha say, truth of the suffering, because Buddha experienced it. Then he said, all the phenomena are impermanent in the nature of dissatisfaction, impermanent. So Buddha introduced us. This is the reality. But then somehow, our mind is sometimes not ready. Sometimes mind is not ready, And then, of course, we need to enjoy the life. But the way we enjoy the life should be some kind of realistic, because if you think very well, if you think very deeply, if you think very deeply, tomorrow, whether I will wake up, whether my breath come first or whether tomorrow morning come first. This is also the question they put. So if you think like this, this is the reality. Tomorrow coming or tomorrow morning come or one's breath come, they're questionable. That is the reality. So therefore, Buddha encouraged to act based on the reality. Do not cross the law of the nature. Do not cross the law of the reality. Once we cross the law of the reality, the law of nature, then we begin to suffer. So anyway, so Buddha is the way Buddha can protect us, the way Buddha can save us, the way Buddha can free us from the unwanted suffering, unhappiness, is only by giving and by giving the teachings. That is all what Buddha can do. All what Buddha can help us compassionately, lovingly. Right? In this way, Buddha is a protector. Buddha is a savior. Then Namo Gurubaya, right? Namo Buddhaya. Then we have Namo Dharmaya. Now we, how Dharma can save us, how Dharma Jewel can save us, So how Dharma Jewel can save us is because first Buddha gave the teaching and then we study. We study and then we reflect on the teaching, we contemplate on the teaching, and then after that we do the meditation, we engage in meditation, we develop the wisdom. Once we develop the wisdom, then we are going to achieve the nirvana. We are going to achieve the cessation. So that cessation, that nirvana is going to help us. That is the ultimate protector. This is our long-lasting and ultimate protector, ultimate savior of yourself. Therefore, we cannot search elsewhere. We cannot search outside. Everything is within us. All the quality is within us. The thing that that would save us from suffering, pain, troubles, all is within us. There's infinite potential. So we need to blossom this infinite potential to transform into the nirvana quality, the quality. Then with this, this nirvana is now the ultimate. Now this has saved us, this has protected us from the suffering, all the suffering kinds of suffering. So this is how, Dharma can save us. Dharma can save us. Dharma here means it's not kind of, something external thing. It's some kind of, there are two kinds of Dharma. One is the Dharma text, those Dharma text. Buddha's teaching, Buddha's Dharma text. So these are some kind of, in the beginning, we need this because we need to study. We do study based on the text, Dharma text. We study the teaching, and then through reflection, through meditation, we develop the experience, and then we develop the wisdom. So this experience and help us to cultivate, to develop the nirvana quality. That is the real Dharma. This real Dharma we don't have now, but we are going to achieve sooner or in the future. We are going to achieve. that in the future. So the dharma that we are going to achieve in the future is going to save us 100%. That is guaranteed. So this is how the dharma teaching can save us. Dharma, nirvana, the total cessation quality can save us. So therefore, it becomes very important to treat the dharma text, dharma teaching with respect. So therefore, it really makes sense, treat the dharma teachings with great respect. Then with the sangha, then normally when four sanghas are assembled, we call when four the monks come together, we call the sangha. But the sangha that we are referring here is those the beings who are on the direct realization of emptiness. Emptiness, they see the emptiness nakedly, experience of emptiness directly, the vivid experience. So this can also help us because we need the company of them to make the journey smooth. Your journey, spiritual journey, makes smooth. That help us cultivate this spiritual experience. So those sangha members that we are talking about here is those beings who has the direct realization of emptiness within themselves. But then the sangha members, normally in the sangha members, we also are treated with respect. Right. So these three. So in this way, the three jewels can help us. So when we talk about taking refuge, what really motivates us? What really motivates us to take the refuge? What really urges us to take the refuge is through fear and devotion. Here, the faith and devotion is highly necessary to cultivate the sense of this, the sense of the sincere and pure taking refuge. Right. The quality of your refuge, the quality of the refuge in your mind, the sense of refuge in your mind depends heavily on how much we think about the suffering and how much we totally totally cultivate the devotion to the three jewels. With this, then we say Namo Guru Be, right? With the devotion and with the fear, and also, sometimes, what we do is when we, when things are, good, when things are, sometimes when the situation is good, we feel a little bit neglected, sometimes when things are also, not going good, we also, feel neglected, ignored of, the sense of taking refuge. So whether we go through the pleasant situation or whether we do go through the unpleasant situation, we never forget the three jewels. So if we are able to do that, we have really identified, we have really see the value of the three jewels. Whether I go through the pleasant situation or unpleasant situation, may I always see the three jewels as my protection, as my protector, as my savior, never losing, any kind of discouragement, never, never losing any kind of encouragement, inspiration of the three jewels in these, two situations, pleasant situation or unpleasant situations. Only the three jivas know my condition and know my situation. So if we have these three, faith, fear, devotion, and the your sense of the trust. Then our taking a refuge is perfect. It's a high standard sense of refuge. With this, then we we recite the formula, the going for refuge, taking a refuge formula. Now, first is, now for example, Nama Gurube, right? Normally, when we say Nama Gurube, Nama Buddhaya, Nama Dharmaya, Nama Sangaya, what kind of visualization do we need to do when we recite the Nama Gurube? Normally it is said that when we recite the Nama Gurube, normally
Ben,
yes.
and can we I think it's time we should probably do the dedication now, and end the session.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, so maybe questions and answer chị Trang ơi. So we have a question left last week. So
okay, sure.
yeah. So last week when you mentioned about the things that we put under our cushion when meditation to support our meditation. So you mentioned about the duva cross. So many people get a little bit confused about that. So what is actually duva grass? Is it the same with kusha grass, or is it a different kind of grass? Is it difficult to find? If we cannot find that kind of grass, can we use something else as an alternative?
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. So the grass, I don't know, in Vietnam, there's a kind of grass, that grass is sometimes called as, long life grass or durva grass, D-U-R, D-U-R-W-A, durva grass, I will, yeah, this one, right, durva grass. There's a
Yeah.
kind of like, very pretty strong, very strong grass, strong grass. So that is durva grass, So this one usually indicate your longevity, because in order to do the Dharma practice, you need to have good health. You need to have good health. You need to live long. So this indicates the longevity of your life, and also of your good health, and also the longevity of your meditation practice. So this is mostly available in the India. I don't know if it's available. It's a kind of like very hard grass. So if you don't have it, it doesn't matter. Just kusha grass is enough. You have, but you need to write this one in swastika. You need to have this and kusha grass. If you don't have this, it's okay. If you have it, it's good. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. It still works. Meditation is okay.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. So if there's no any other questions, then we move to the dedication right now.
Yeah, sure.
So sorry, because the translator left, so I just summarize your answers to Vietnamese people.
Yeah, sure.
Thầy, câu trả lời của thầy nói đó là cái cỏ duva đó là cái cỏ nó tượng trưng cho cái sự trường thọ. ờ, của cái người thiền hành, và nó cũng cho nó cũng tượng trưng cho cái sự mà bền vững lâu dài của cái sự hành thiền của mình đó. Thì thầy nói là nó là một cái loại cỏ rất là vững, nó rất là khỏe của Ấn Độ. Nó ở bên Ấn Độ, thì nếu mà mình không có tìm được cái cỏ đó thì cũng không sao. Nhưng mà cái mà quan trọng mà mình cần có đó là chính là cái biểu tượng của chữ vạn đó. Thì cái đó là nó rất quan trọng. Và cái cỏ Kusa, thì cái cỏ Kusa nó chính là cái cỏ mà mình là cái cỏ của Kusa mình trong cái chổi, cái chổi quét nhà của mình đó, mình có thể mua một cái chổi mới để sử dụng. Thì thì nếu mà không có cái cỏ Duva đó thì cũng không sao, và miễn là mình có cái chữ vạn, cái biểu tượng chữ vạn ở dưới cái bồ đoàn của ngồi thiền của mình là được rồi. Và như vậy thì cũng kết thúc cái phần trả lời câu hỏi của thầy luôn. Thì bây giờ mình sẽ chuyển qua phần hồi hướng để kết thúc cái buổi giảng ngày hôm nay.
Yeah. Okay. Giờ vào đi như đồ đó mà sang kia nó vô này đồ chỉ mà thì sao là về rồi chúng tôi sang cho nên bố trí mà gì bán này chỉ cho chỉ cái vào nhé mà mẹ bà ya muốn nè cũng được cái vào rồi nhưng đã ta vào nên bố trí mà gì bán này chỉ cho chỉ cái vào nhé mà mẹ bà ya cũng nè cũng được cái vào rồi Hoa tăng ni theo ba ta trên ba tăng ni rửa ba yi tăng ni sinh chi tăng chi yi nên là kinh ya shi yo chi sa su jung wa shi bo ta nang ga shi bo ta ba ya sinh chi ta do me ba ye na ma ye zi hi ya shu ji si nang wa ne ba tang ro wa ti si ne yo ba ti si dang ne yo ne ro ye se wa shu thì mình chỉ là mà không chỉ mà dùng rồi đấy thì chỉ trong cái mà để ta đã là miền Bắc ta là cái xem là đang vào gì rồi thì đang đem vào chuyện gì lo chẳng để bao nhiêu chuyện là cái mà ta con đó sống bộ thế à thế chuyện thì ta cái chuyện chết xong ta lo chuyện kia vào thì ta đang gì nó rồi từ sân chế biến chế và tham chế chế ngô và khám là cho đồ ngã và để đã chế chế về za và đi kim chẳng sang bố chế chế ra đồ ngô và nhưng mà chế về để chế chế để sẽ thì mình cái về văn bộ chẳng để ya còn chế cái về rồi kiến phong là ba nó sang thằng về sao là số và Java Bindu Shebe Rindo Changwa Tseya Bame Tseye Muduzi Nyanda Lamden Tarwa Choyi She Shabe Loje Mo Tembar Tse Dende Yanda Tawe Shime Den Changse Chojo Rinji Kele Do Diwa Shi Ngobo Rame Do Shinye Riwa Nyambor Taden Shio chỉ chỉ để rừng lúa bên mé chế sa sang lúa kia sa sa bên nhẹ chỉ chú cái gì xin nhẹ làm gì nó trên đây nó cái gì ta sẽ rồi số ô mấy chuyện sẽ như vậy chỉ là ta nên đi lúa mấy cái đến mà ta chỉ sa sang ta về tôi ta kia nên cái chuyện để là lúa và rồi số Okay.
Thank you Van.
Yeah, you're welcome. Everybody welcome.
Cảm ơn mọi người đã vào nghe Pháp ngày hôm nay. Hẹn gặp lại vào tuần tới, vào thứ Sáu tuần sau. Mình sẽ có cái buổi cộng tu Kim Cang Tác Đọa. Với lại xin mọi người báo cho túc số của mình tụng Kim Cang Tác Đọa cho tới ngày 1 tháng 6 để đầu tư tổng kết lại cái tổng túc số của mình trong tháng 4 và tháng 5 vừa rồi.
Yeah, the angel, come on, come on.
Thank you, Van.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
so much.
welcome.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Bessie.
Xin
Yeah,
cảm ơn tất cả
welcome.
mọi người. Dạ.
Welcome.
Cái
Have
chữ
a good day.
nãy đó mọi người là tiếng Việt hình như nó gọi là cỏ mây đó hay là con gà gì đó,